Eliot students, parents, teachers, and Mr. Weiner, thank you for your creativity, your cooperation, and spirit. The mural represents much more than the present. As our children come to us and leave us, these images capture in time and space the memories from the education your children received at Eliot School. Childhood shapes the kind of men and women our children become. And so this mural is our collective story, evoking tender memories and tender moments. Each and every one of us can identify with them. Hearts were singing, and oh, the notes were oh so fine. Thank you.
It's been years in the making, and I think you'll agree it was well worth the wait. The entire process of creating the Seven Wonders of the Eliot School, from initial proposal to the installation of the 7 panels, has been a labor of love for all of us. What I'm most proud about this mural is the way that it involved the Eliot community in a new and unique way. Our entire community joined together to create a piece of art that reflects not only what we teach, but speaks to who we are as a community, what's important to us, what we value. When parents understood the scope of what we were trying to do, they became impassioned and worked very hard to make it happen. And all of us, faculty, students, parents, we all shared in the creative process from beginning to end. It's a piece of public art, but it's also very personal. Everyone can point to something they contributed to the mural. It's something for the Eliot School community, by the Eliot School community, and reflective of who we are as the Eliot School community. Mrs. Wilcox is right when she says we can get a lot of things done if we don't care who gets the credit. However, I would like to thank our art teacher, Mrs. Morgan, and our artist in residence, Josh Weiner, for making this such a wonderful learning experience for our children. And to all the parents and teachers who worked behind the scenes throughout the project and helped make it a reality. Working on the mural as a community epitomizes all that the PTC strives to be. A partner with Mrs. Wilcox and our teachers, working together to provide the best, most meaningful educational, social, and emotional learning experiences for our children. And this was also a tremendous amount of fun for everyone. But there's one person who really spurred the mural onto completion. I remember a few years ago when she said to me, "The mural is such a great project, I really want to get it done." She's worked tirelessly since then, helping organize fundraising efforts, coordinating the logistics of working with Josh and our students in the classroom, and chronicling the entire experience, culminating in the video you're about to see. She devoted a lot of her time as PTC co-president to the mural project, and look at what we have to show for it. An amazing piece of public art and a wonderful learning experience for our children. I would like to thank Rebecca Turner for all her efforts to make this mural such an artistic community.
Now you may have noticed I have 2 5th graders standing next to me. These are our official ribbon cutters, and they are going to cut the ribbon on behalf of the whole school. Can you help me count so that they will know when to actually snip the ribbon? Oh, let's stop for a second. Show those magnificent, huge scissors, please. Can everyone see those? Those are pretty amazing. Okay, we're going to count to 3, and after we say 3, they're going to snip, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much, ribbon cutters. There is somebody in the audience I'd like to recognize that I did not see at the very beginning, and that was the person who made sure we all, teachers, all got a brick. And she was also my first PTC president, and that is Mrs. Rachel Miller. Thank you, Rachel. I want to thank everybody for coming to this wonderful celebration. But I want to remind you that when we introduced this project, and it was the very first time at an assembly you got to talk to Mr. Weiner, the kindergarten student raised his hand and said, we were talking about this celebration and what it would look like at the end. And at the very end, the kindergartner raised his hand and said, Mr. Weiner, will we get cake? Well, parents and guests, you're invited to remain behind in the gym, in the cafeteria for some cake. Children, we would never forget about you. You will enjoy your reception in your respective classrooms. Yes, indeed, there will be cake.
At the very beginning, when I met with the parents, we were searching for a theme, not just for the idea, but also how to think about how the idea would look in the space. And since there are 7 blank panels at the beginning, that suggested the idea of 7 something. It could be 7 days of the week or 7 something else. And eventually, one of the parents came up with the idea of the 7 Wonders. And that developed into the 7 Wonders of Eliot School. Then we made a list of what those could be. And that gave us a way of categorizing the drawings that the kids would do. So it gave us a structure for the overall project.
We had 2 major fundings. One was a grant from the NEF, the Needham Education Foundation, and then the rest of the money was raised through an auction called Paint the Town last spring, and we were able to raise the remainder of the money for the mural project through that.
The kids did drawings for the project. They came up with some of the ideas, not just for the drawings, but how to detail the drawing, the story that they would want to tell. Like for example, for literacy, one boy showed himself and his friends doing the spelling bee. So in other words, kids came up with ideas for these things, and then they drew them. I took their drawings and composed them into the panels and enlarged them, brought those panels back in the classroom, then the kids did the painting. And the kids were involved in every part of the painting from the first day to the last, over the course of about 2 months, I think.
I think they definitely have a sense of ownership, because now they can look up at a mural and they can say, that was my piece of work, there's me, there's the idea that I had, there's my drawing, those are the colors I chose, and they really feel like that they're a part of the mural. It's been very exciting for all of them.
I think the mural contributes something to this lobby in an artistic way. It adds color, it adds pictorial stories about the school. I think it's beautiful, which is always a good thing to add to any environment. I think it also adds a lot to the students' experience since they worked on it and they remember that they created it. And I also think it was a very good community building experience for the parents especially. I am proud. I'm always proud of them, so there's never a case that I'm not. But this one I think is interesting because of the way that we did organize the subject into different categories, and that gave us a way of actually having a structure for developing it with both the design and the painting. So I feel like that was a good solution to a design problem. And it was also a pleasure to work with this community.
It adds such an enormous dimension to it. When you walk into the school, initially it was very bland and very plain. Now we have all these beautiful panels which define our school: literacy, scholarship, diversity, all the things that Eliot School stands for. So when you come in, you see not just one mural, but you see 7, and you see every time you look at it, there are more and more things to see. You never stop looking at it because there's always something new to see in it.